Do you remember them from the Titanic movie? Well, they were real people. Benjamin Guggenheim was born on October 26, 1865 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to wealthy mining magnate Mayer Guggenheim and his wife Barbara. His last name you may recognize from the Guggenheim Museum in New York. He attended Columbia College for 2 years before dropping out because he thought his classes were too boring. After dropping out of Columbia, he attended Pierce School of Business, one of the top business schools in the country at the time. In 1894, he married Florette Seligman, the daughter of a wealthy banker, and together they had 3 children, including the famous self-proclaimed art addict and socialite Peggy Guggenheim. Their marriage eventually soured because apparently even being married with children did not stop Benjamin's millionaire playboy lifestyle. He frequently spent time away from their home in New York and maintained an apartment in Paris. Benjamin gave up much of his financial interest in his family's mining business in order to start a business in Paris. In 1912, amid his business failing and a lot of womanizing, Benjamin decided to return to New York for his daughter Hazel's 9th birthday. He bought a first-class ticket aboard the unsinkable Titanic for 79 pounds, or about $14,644 today. He was accompanied on board not by his wife, but by his French mistress, singer Leontine Albert, aka Nanette, as well as his secretary and close friend Victor Giglio, his chauffeur René, and his mistress's maid Emma. Benjamin and Victor shared a first-class cabin and initially slept through the Titanic hitting the iceberg. A little after midnight, Nanette and Emma woke them up after feeling the collision. In response, Victor said, "Never mind icebergs, what's an iceberg?" They dressed and were fitted with life vests and heavy sweaters by steward James Etches before the 4 went up to the boat deck. Benjamin and Victor then went from lifeboat to lifeboat to make sure that the women and children had been boarded safely. Later, James testified that they had been a huge help to the officers. After loading Nanette and Emma into lifeboat number 9, Benjamin said to Emma in German, "We will soon see each other again. It is just a repair. Tomorrow the Titanic will go on again." Soon after their departure, it became clear to Benjamin just how serious the situation was. The ship was going to go down. Instead of fight for a spot in the lifeboats, Benjamin and Victor went to their cabin and put on their finest evening wear. Benjamin was heard saying, "We've dressed up in our best and are prepared to go down like gentlemen." He told James the steward, "If anything should happen to me, tell my wife in New York that I've done my best in doing my duty." Titanic survivor Rose Icard remembered, "The millionaire Benjamin Guggenheim, after having helped the rescue of women and children, got dressed and put a rose in his buttonhole to die." The last recorded sighting of Benjamin and Victor was of them sitting in deck chairs enjoying brandy and cigars as the ship went down. Benjamin, Victor, and his chauffeur René all died in the sinking. If their bodies were recovered, they were never identified. Nanette and Emma survived, and it's said that in the 1920s, Nanette hosted parties that were raided by the police. She died in 1964 in Paris at the age of 77.